Travels. There we go. Tommy Toy Travels. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing lovely. Thank you for having me. As always, as you can see, behind me is the aircon. It is running hot in my upstairs studio attic. So if you can't hear me, that's because the aircon is running. I'm doing great. It is Tuesday evening, and I'm here with Days. I'm here with the Wrestling Days community. I'm here with the Wrestling Escape Pod community. And this is a very exciting day because we've had a lot of news come out, a lot of important wrestling news, including the most important wrestling news is that Undertaker is retired.
Yes, that was big breaking news actually. Undertaker retiring his last match, the Boneyard match from several years ago now. But yeah, I mean, I suppose we should touch on it because it is the thumbnail, and it would be good to just get in with it, get it done. And that is that Undertaker has come out and made some pretty interesting comments. I think it was to a British.
Hang on. I just want to air for everyone. Undertaker has not come out.
Okay. Yeah. No. Well, actually, you say that, but I saw a report that said he had. Yeah.
Legit.
Pull
it up.
Apparently, he and Kane are more than just brothers. That's all I'm saying.
They always say it's the ones that you most expect and least expect. So that makes sense.
Yeah. Apparently, they both like to wear full face masks late at night. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
But he has come out and said that he would like to see Bray Wyatt go back to Wyatt family. And he has said that he thinks that's where the money is for Bray. I think this is really interesting because earlier this year, we actually saw Undertaker share a few words with Bray. Kind of a lot of people read into that as passing of the torch. And there's been a lot of speculation about what he said. In my mind now, he whispered to him, "Go back to Wyatt family." And probably passed on that word of encouragement, that word of advice. But obviously Bray has always been seen as kind of Undertaker's replacement, the new face of fear. And we've gone through a lot with Bray. And obviously news came out yesterday that Bray is still not cleared. And we still don't know what's going to happen there. And apparently it's an illness. We don't know the illness. There's more questions than answers. But I think Undertaker coming out and saying, look, this is what I want to see from Bray. I want to see him going back to Wyatt family. I thought would be an interesting topic for us to throw to the community and check around for a little bit. So, Tommy, whilst you're sharing in your thoughts, I am going to put a poll in the chat. And the poll I'm going to put in is, what version of Bray Wyatt do you want to see going forwards, right? So do people want Wyatt family? Do people want Funhouse? Or do people want this kind of Uncle Howdy? Or I'll put a mixture of all, which I think might be the one that wins. Not sure. We'll have a little look. But Wyatt family, Funhouse. How do you word this one? It's Uncle Howdy, isn't it? It's kind of current. I'll go current version. So yeah, what's your thoughts, Triple T?
Great question. And I want to preface this that I have a lot of anxiety when it comes to Bray Wyatt and what they should do with him. So sometimes I just can't cope with it. Sometimes I'm not good enough to talk on this matter. And that's why I pulled app on my phone, obviously. So, but to answer your question, I think that Bray Wyatt is fine. Undertaker needs to stay in his lane. We don't need these washed up jobbers that had like one match and then think they can go on Twitter, think they can go on an interview and act like they know the current product. Bray Wyatt has been selling more stuff as the Fiend than he has ever done before. Alexa Bliss's doll, the Lily doll, that paid dividends. So to say that Bray Wyatt needs to go back to the old days and be Mr. Wyatt family, even though that is not possible, the Wyatt family has been put to rest as a tribute to Luke Harper, I think that Undertaker needs to respect that, and I think Undertaker is just absolutely in the wrong.
Well, that's a very interesting take. One that I don't necessarily disagree with. I think that Undertaker is. It's always worth to get his opinion, but I suppose in a way you just have to take it as opinion, don't you? He is someone that's been there, done it, and he is someone that the fans are always going to listen to. But it is true. I mean, his opinion is no more valid than a wrestling fan's opinion. I know that he has been inside the business, but for some of us that have been watching for like 30 odd years, I'd like to think that our opinions are, as worthy.
Just as good as Undertaker.
Well, it's difficult, isn't it? This is where, like, you can understand why wrestling fans would listen to Undertaker, and it's worth listening to Undertaker. And I think that his opinion is as valid as anyone else's. But I would struggle to say that it's more valid. I would struggle to say that, right, that's it. We've got to do this now because Undertaker says so. Like that, I definitely don't subscribe to that. But on this case, I would say that I think when I was really enjoying Bray the most was actually, I think over the long term, Wyatt family. I think short term, Funhouse. I think those first 7 Funhouse episodes were the best thing he ever did, in my opinion. But we could not maintain that because once those first 7 were done, he debuts. And we get The Fiend, and then it's not very long after that we get that Hell in a Cell match against Seth, where the crowd are chanting for refunds. It's not long after that where we get the Goldberg match, and, the wrong person goes over, which annoys everybody. It's not long after that where the Funhouse episodes really become just backstage promos with a little set backstage. I feel like those first 7 Funhouse episodes were amazing, were fantastic, but we just could not maintain that level of quality. And I think part of the reason was that I think they had plenty of time to put a lot of time and thought into those Funhouse episodes, record them, edit them, make them look as good as they could. But then once you've debuted, the ball is rolling. Like, where are you going to get the time to write and film and edit and make more of those episodes and make them look as good? And I don't think they could, hence why it turned into a backstage promo thing. There was definitely some good moments, in 2020, definitely a few moments there, but by and large, for me, that first 7 was when he was at his peak. So if we're going to look at when Bray was at his best over a longer term, over a longer period of time, I would agree. I would say it was Wyatt family. I would say Wyatt family was like the feuds, the matches, the segments. I just felt you could get more out of that. So, which I think I've asked you before, was you a Wyatt family fan?
Yep.
You was, yeah.
Got me to go to my first ever WWE live event because they advertised it as the Wyatt family's first time in Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, really? Did they?
Yeah, and I was like, I have to be there.
Wow. I mean, it was kind of different, revolutionary in a way. There was like it was kind of a cult thing. I would say there was a frustration to it after a bit of time because his promos were very rambling, never really went anywhere, which is what I believe Rambling Rabbit signifies, is that part of his personality. That was a criticism, which, if we could bring it back, a new Wyatt family with new members, I think if he could mix in a little bit of that kind of mystique and Easter eggs and cryptic clues, but actually make them, I don't know, a bit more obvious, because there probably was stuff in those old promos that no one's ever found because they're too cryptic, they're too insider, that they can't be decoded. But I'm sure that the same level of thought that he was putting into the Funhouse went into those promos. Yeah. But they never if someone was to find it now, people would be like, oh, that's cool. but it doesn't change the fact that at the time they weren't getting the love that the Funhouse received. But the matches were good. The segments were always interesting. There was some decent little storylines in there. So for me personally, I would be down for seeing them go back to Wyatt family. And I just don't get Uncle Howdy. I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand who he is or what the relationship is or why Bray was wearing the mask when he came back at Extreme Rules, or I just don't get it. And
I don't get it either.
I'm sure it was going to be explained, but we never got there, did we?
No.
We'll have to see. Did you see about Undertaker saving Michelle McCool from a shark as well? This is like one of those random stories. So she was in the sea and a shark came by, right? He got up, went into the water and just stood there, and the shark went away. And there is footage of this. There's footage of him standing in the water, very shallow, seawater, with a shark just sort of swimming around. It's not like a big great white, but like it's just...
Hold on.
It's just swimming around. So that was another Undertaker story that was doing the rounds today as well. Have you found it? Is that why you're shocked? Yeah, it's a legit story with legit pictures. I did try to... I was thinking of using it as the thumbnail, actually, but I don't know if I could get a good shot of the shark. I don't think I did. No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. So there's just a shark just vibing. And Michelle McCool's freaking out. And Undertaker's just looking at it. It looks like a tiger shark. Doesn't look like a shark that would attack them. It looks... sharks are more scared of humans than we are of them, just like spiders. And unfortunately, if you want to look up the video, don't listen to what Dave said and believe that it's a lot more badass than it actually is.
No, I didn't say it was badass. It was...
It sounded more badass than it was.
It was... it was one of those stories, though, that's obviously been picked up by newspapers. I've seen lots of our newspapers running this story because Undertaker protects wife from shark is just a headline that keeps on giving, isn't it? So that was doing the rounds earlier today. Do you think we see Bray at SummerSlam just kind of start to wrap up a little bit of this Bray?
Well, when is SummerSlam?
That's a very good question. SummerSlam is not long. August. Don't want 1991. 2023, please. 6th. August the 6th.
And are you going?
No, sadly not. It's in Detroit.
Michigan.
Yep. Bobby Lashley, Big E, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton. That is a list of people that may return at SummerSlam, according to KelNow.com. Never heard of him.
Never heard of it. I'm not going. I don't care. Oh, remember like 3 weeks ago, I was like, all right, I'm going to start watching NXT. This is going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I've already tapped out.
Oh, really? What, you didn't like it?
I watched like a match and it was all right, but then they did neck holds for like a minute and I was like, oh yeah, this is why I don't watch WWE.
Right. And that was that.
That was that. Yeah.
Okay. Fair play. Lots of storyline on NXT. It's actually going to be
love the stories. If the wrestling was like didn't have those holds, but like, which I know that's like the whole WWE style, but for me it just brings it down. And I just find myself looking at my phone or something.
Okay. Well, tonight we've got Judgment Day on NXT. They're coming down. We're going to be seeing... Yeah, Rhea's going to be there. We've got Ivy Nile, who is now on her own because the Creed brothers got booted out last week. So it's going to be Tiffany against Ivy Nile. No Creeds. Cora Jade has been doing a little feud with Dana Brooke. And what's interesting about this is Dana's kind of took a bit of a backseat and they've brought in like a friend of Dana's. They've kind of hit it off, called Kalani Jordan. She's new. We haven't seen much of her, but there's been a little story there. So tonight we're getting Cora Jade against Kalani Jordan. Chase U against Gulak and Dempsey. Should be an all right little tag match. Stax against Joe Coffey. Big story here, because if Stax wins, Gallus will drop the charges against Tony D'Angelo, who's currently in prison. So Tony D'Angelo got ratted out. He's gone to prison. Gallus are the ones responsible. If the underboss can win this match, they'll drop the charges. But if Stax loses, then Tony D is going down. So big stipulation. I mean, you don't get that every day. Apparently, Bron Breakker against Ilya Dragunov, which has been building. Apparently, that could be tonight, but haven't seen the official breakdown of that. We got some debuts. Nima and Price. Don't know anything about them, but they've got a bit of an interesting gimmick. And they're kind of like two cool cats hanging around the neighborhoods. And they're going to make their debut tonight. And then I don't know what's going on with Noam Dar, but like he's having a breakdown because he's lost his Heritage Cup and he's devastated. And there was a great picture of him on a park bench with like looking disheveled with a bottle of alcohol in a brown paper bag, looking really upset. He kind of said that he might not be on the show this week. It's all too much for him. It's all too much. So that's the breakdown for NXT tonight. There's some fun stuff that's going on there. Shame that it didn't resonate with you though.
The storylines did. Just the male in-ring presence.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a second shot. Maybe I was just pissy. Who knows?
Well, have you seen this article? Because this is something else I wanted to talk to you about. Prime could be in a bit of trouble, right?
Who?
Prime, Prime energy drinks.
Amazon Prime Day.
Amazon Prime could be in trouble. Logan Paul's Amazon Prime could be in trouble. I get the vibe that What Culture...
Oh, is it because of the sugar, the
caffeine? Have you heard?
I have.
I hadn't heard about this. I literally read it today. So I get the sense that What Culture aren't Logan fans. See if you can see the hint. It's just, okay. There's just a real... I might have to give you a wink when it's really hidden, right? I will actually. As soon as the thing that gives away they don't like him happens, I will give you a little.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So, Logan Paul, the social media influencer turned amateur boxer turned professional wrestling talent turned multi-million-dollar cryptocurrency scam artist could wind up in a spot of legal bother over his Prime energy drink. That is, if US Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer gets his way. As covered by the BBC, Schumer is calling for the US Food and Drug Administration to investigate Prime as it contains around 200 milligrams of caffeine per 12 ounce. That is around 6 times the equivalent of Coca-Cola and twice as much as Red Bull. Apparently, Prime, it's stated, labeled on the bottle that it is inappropriate for children under the age of 18. But the belief is that Prime has been advertised towards kids. It has definitely, if there's one thing I am certain about in this world, right, it is definitely that Prime has been advertised towards kids, right? I have never been more certain of anything in my life. And so now you've got kids running around smacked off their heads on 200 milligrams of caffeine, 6 times the equivalent of Coca-Cola. They're having 2 Red Bulls. Every time a kid has a Prime, he's having 2 Red Bulls. I mean, I just love it. I just love it.
Sorry, my apartment smells like piss right now.
Okay. Oh, you've been having some Prime?
Maybe. Let me...
Oh, okay.
It's not me.
No? Is it your flatmate? Flatmate from, the lady flatmate? Might have had a boo-boo.
Oh, is it the shirt?
That shirt, honestly,
I'll be back. I need to change shirts.
Okay, change shirts. Did you urinate on your shirt? Oh, he has, hasn't he?
Someone did.
Yeah, so that is amazing. I think Logan Paul might be my new hero. I think he might be my new hero because what he does is he comes out, he poses for selfies with kids. Like, obviously, we've got like KSI coming down in a dancing prime bottle at WrestleMania. And then what he does, and this is so clever, what he does is he gets them all smacked off their faces on caffeine, right? And caffeine's addictive. So they're now addicted to Prime, which means he can make more money. Oh, he is so clever. He is so clever. He has taken over the crypto scamming world. He has taken over the having kids smacked off their faces world. What next? What next? Logan Paul, human trafficking. That might be what he does next. But he'll do it in a fun way. He'll do it in a fun way. It'll be all colourful and
Hang
everything.
on. Are you Logan Paul, human trafficker?
Well, we're just speculating as to what might be next. Because he's done crypto scams. He's now providing addictive substances to children. So what next? Human trafficking? I hear that's on the rise.
His shirts smell like piss.
Do you know what? That shirt, it didn't look good. It looked like you'd just been for like a 50-mile run. It looked like it was drenched in sweat. That's how it looked.
It's not real.
Not real sweat.
It's not. No, it's not a genuine WWE shirt.
Where did you get it from? Stash.
AliExpress.
It's you. You went to AliExpress. What made you go to AliExpress?
I wanted to buy a Taylor Swift Eras Tour t-shirt.
Taylor Swift Eras Tour. Right. Why? Are you a Swiftie?
No.
Oh. So was it for you?
Yeah.
Is it a dating thing?
I'm going to AEW next week and I need a shirt to wear.
Why are you going to AEW next week? I thought you hated AEW.
I got the ticket.
What do you mean? When?
It was a few months ago.
But you hated him a few months ago.
I know. Remember that time I went with those people and like Daniel Garcia came out and I started cheering and they all gave me the dirtiest looks?
Mm.
There's so many stories to tell. So let me tell this one first.
Go.
So, and then I'll get to the news. You remember that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so apparently they got beef with me.
Oh.
Because after they did that, I was like, okay, I need to find a new seat. I'm very uncomfortable sitting here with my legs because I'm tall and they got like this barricade in front of me. So I went to a new section and like I was able to spread out, spread. It was great. And then I went back every now and then. But apparently they were frustrated that I didn't sit with them the whole time because they hooked me up with the ticket. So there's beef.
Oh. Okay. So those are friends of yours?
It was like it was an audition.
It was an audition?
Yeah.
What? For potential friends?
Yeah.
Wow.
For me to potentially join their friend group.
Okay. And didn't go well.
Well, the second I started cheering for Daniel Garcia,
yeah,
and I saw the looks they gave me, I knew that I failed the audition.
Wasn't going to work.
Yeah. But little did I know it was because I left the seat. That's why I failed the audition.
Right. And how did you find that out?
A friend of a friend told me.
Right. A friend of a friend told you that you had failed the audition to get into a friend group because you left them to go and sit in a seat that was more comfortable for you.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you live such a wild life. That is so out there. So you're going back now, what, to spite them or something? What's going on now?
I'm going back now to redeem myself, to have an AEW experience that hopefully won't be garbage.
Okay.
Where I can freely cheer for who I want.
And who is is this Dynamite or is this Collision
It's
or
what is it? It's War Games, whatever their War Games thing is.
Blood and Guts?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to like a proper. I don't even know if that's a. I don't know what that is actually.
Special edition episode.
Special Dynamite, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Excited?
No.
Okay. Okay. Not excited.
But what is breaking news is that Jeff Hardy is going to make his GCW debut in August.
Okay. Cool.
You don't care?
Not really a GC dub fan, to be honest.
Not really a Jeff Hardy fan?
I wouldn't call myself. Not really. I like.
Okay, what about?
I liked him, but I think his time is up.
It's very up. His third DUI arrest, his time was up.
Hmm.
So what do you think of this WWE star Drew McIntyre cast in Dave Bautista action movie?
Yeah, I saw that.
You don't care.
Yeah, do you know, I've got a real problem with some of the wrestling news at the moment, and I think it might be me, but I just don't care. That doesn't do anything for me.
Okay,
Like,
what about this one?
Drew in a film, cool.
Backstage argument took place after Raw main event.
Yeah, again, don't
care.
No, do you know why? Because if you read it, like, and I've read a bit about it, people are like, it's been blown out of proportion. Like, apparently Kevin Owens had to go straight away because he had to get somewhere. Judgment Day had to go down to like NXT. There was a bit of a conversation that happened because some of the spots went a bit wrong, which they did if you watch the match. But what seems to have happened is a conversation backstage about the match. And let's be clear, I would imagine every match in the history of wrestling has had a conversation take place afterwards. I'm not saying like a heated one. I'm just saying like a bit of a, that went well, that didn't go well, we need to tighten this next time, or whatever it might be. I would imagine you go and speak to the producer of the match at the very least, right? So the fact that the participants of the main event went backstage, had a conversation, and all right, there might have been some disagreement in there. Again, I'm sure 50% of every match has had disagreement. This to me just does not seem like a story. I'm struggling to find the story. If it had actually got heated with swearing and things being thrown around and, you know, people pushing and shoving, then I'd be like, oh, well, that doesn't happen all the time. But a load of wrestlers going back going, oh, that didn't go very well. Quick, let's make a headline. I just don't. We live in a world now where if you can sensationalize anything, someone somewhere is doing it.
Okay.
That's the like the Undertaker shark story. You know, I mean, like Undertaker, that's gone everywhere. And this argument, I don't know. I think the more of that kind of stuff you get exposed to, the more of that kind of, I'm just going to call it rubbish. It is just rubbish. But the more of that type of rubbish that you get exposed to, I think the more that you get like desensitized to that kind of news. I've just found myself over the years just getting less and less and less interested because it's all just sensationalized for clicks and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, I just, unless it's something big, seriously big, I a lot of stuff I'm just like swatting away, to be honest, just having to wade through. Feels like you have to wade through a load of nonsense to get to anything remotely interesting these days.
Okay, then what about this headline? Supreme Court Justice Sotomayor's staff prodded colleges and libraries to buy her books.
Hang on, what? What? I don't even understand that one.
Supreme Court Justice Sotomayor staff prodded colleges and libraries to buy her books.
I still don't get it. So this person called, I thought you'd said sodomized at first, and I was like, wow.
The Supreme Court Justice sodomizes their staff, frauds colleges and libraries to buy books.
So she wants the library to buy books?
Yeah.
Is that coming from her? Is that coming? Oh, her books?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's a bit more of a scandal.
Yeah.
I just thought that was someone in power orders library to buy books. So
we could have a laugh with this. Me telling you random US drama and you just being like, whatever.
What? What is going on? Yeah. There is
sodomized.
Yeah, there is plenty of that kind of news doing the rounds at the moment.
Yeah.
I've got a fun little thing for us to get our teeth into. We've been doing this the past few weeks. This is where
we have. Before you do that, let me
Oh.
finish the shirt. So I got the shirt from
yeah.
AliExpress. It's totally fake. I got a Taylor Swift era shirt too. But yeah, the Roman Reigns one is garbage. I don't recommend it. So there you go.
Did you look at anything else on AliExpress?
Oh, I buy from there all the time.
Oh, okay. Anything good?
Yeah, I got like fake TV, like fake cable TV, which is probably illegal, but I get to watch TV.
Oh, is that like a stick that you plug in thing?
It's like Internet Protocol TV, IPTV,
And it works.
Sunny Wolf style. What?
And it works.
Yeah, I can watch TV from anywhere in the world.
Oh. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, like I could watch Channel 4.
Oh. That's good. That's good. I have heard of this.
It's illegal.
It's illegal. And don't you pay a monthly subscription, or do you just pay a one-off?
I pay like $20 for a year or something.
But we should say that you definitely don't do that, and it's highly illegal.
Yeah, I don't actually do that. I just accidentally clicked a link.
Yeah. Fell over, not the link.
Yeah,
a thing came in the post.
It was my younger brother using my computer, not me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so that's the best thing you've got, do you reckon, from AliExpress?
Yeah, and my friends created a Tinder account, and he saw first off a girl's profile with Taylor Swift lyrics, so he's no longer using Tinder.
Okay. I know this has been done by many channels before, but we, to my knowledge, have never done it. It might be quite fun to just go on AliExpress and just have a look what WWE stuff is on there.
Oh,
I mean, this is, classic YouTube kind of content. But actually, I've not been on, so it could be kind of interesting. Whatever that is.
Hang on, they have a championship belt?
Oh, hang on. You're ahead of me here. You're ahead of me.
For $20?
Well, hang on. I don't even know what you're looking at. They've got a Sami Zayn shirt for £1.71. They've got a CM Punk one as well. Hang on, let's see if we can zoom into this. So now we're on this, I sort of feel like, yeah, this is definitely something we should have done before. Who the hell's that in the middle?
WWE Rio old school vintage pro wrestling shirt.
You're going to have a different page.
Alexa Bliss throw blanket?
Gone. You are not looking at the same thing I'm looking at. So you're getting excited.
Just search WWE or WWE
yeah, I just searched WWE, but God, look at that John Cena one. Definitely going to see you coming in that, aren't they? Wow. We've got an AEW figure that actually looks legit though for £15. I would imagine that's legit. They've got some old rumblers, old school rumblers. I think there are pop vinyls, £8.5. Oh, £8.5. Yeah, I think there's some legit stuff that's probably on here. Although that doesn't look legit. Big WWE action figure challenge. I've never seen them before. I've never seen this before. How's that? That's got.
Oh my God, what is this?
That's got to be fake. That's fake.
It could be like. I know that they do sometimes. Yeah, that's fake. Sorry.
That's fake. Look at it. Oh,
because it's the new logo.
It's the new
old John Cena. It says Battle Pack in the top corner.
Well, it's got new arrival actually on the box. So once that
Undertaker and Ray are new arrivals.
Well, once that becomes like, it's not going to be a new arrival then, is it? You wouldn't put new arrival on the box. The belt's not painted. Look how cheap the belt looks as well. Oh man. I should totally buy that. You should buy that. Do you know why? Because people love fake items, and that is just amazing.
They do.
They
And then
do.
90% of the time I do it, people comment and say, not fake, that's for Asian markets only.
Well, I just feel sorry for Asia if that was true then, because look how cheap that looks. That looks awful. That looks so bad. That looks so bad. What else have we got then? We've got AJ. That looks better. Some pop vinyls. Bad Street USA is pretty cool. That's quite nice. There it is again. Kevin Owens. Ultimate
I'm your Poppy shirt.
I'm your Pappy shirts. I don't have that. Got a Bray Wyatt. $14.94. What the flip? What does he come with as well? What's that? The hell's that? What the hell's that?
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse action figure for $20 with like 3 heads.
This has just become a shopping now. That's all this is. It's just us kind of having a little look at this old Sami Zayn shirt. Stand against moral injustice. Why are you booing me? I'm right. That was when there was a conspiracy against him. That's funny to go back and see like some of the old shirts. That was when he was a heel and he was like saying there was a conspiracy against him.
Mm-hmm.
Fiend pop vinyl. We've got... They've got quite a few figures on here, actually. But to be honest, a lot of these figures, they're not priced. The hell is that? The hell is that? The hell is he wearing? It's like someone throwing a javelin. What the hell is that? Why would you ever go out wearing that? Why would you ever think that was a good idea? That is random. What are the other ones? What the hell are these shirts? Oh, that's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. That's someone doing a belly to belly. Rich Holland needs that because he absolutely messed it up when he did Big E over. That is a pretty. If you went to the wrestling with that shirt, that is pretty sick. I would so pay £3.84 for that shirt. That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool as well, actually. 2 sumo wrestlers. 2 boxers. I don't mind these designs. I really love that one. I love the color, the kind of color scale on it. That is just awful. That is awful. That is one of the worst things I've ever seen. That looks like... What is that? That's like old school... What is that? Looks like... Well, there's certainly some boxing gloves on display. It feels like boxing. It's like MMA from the 1800s. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting with that. I reckon if you went to a UFC show with that shirt on, you'd definitely get some interesting comments and looks. Not in a bad way. I think it's an intriguing shirt, that one. What's that? Volleyball. Don't like these. These are a bit small. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. Someone doing a German. That's pretty sick. What else we got? That's not bad. Don't mind that. Don't mind that. Someone hurdling. That's rubbish. It's high jump. There's a bit of a mixture of sports here. Oh, that's pretty fun. Karate. Oh, cricket. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Someone else doing a hurdle thing. Couple of wrestlers. Some more karate. Some old school boxing. Bit big. Doesn't really fit the shirt, does it? The image is kind of coming over his neck. That's not bad. That's all right. I still think my favorite.
I'm telling you, like half the stuff you can get on the site are good. Half the stuff you can get are garbage.
Yeah. I just got proper like down a wormhole there. I was really enjoying myself. AEW figures. I gotta say, some of the prices of the official the official stuff's not that great. Some of the prices aren't really that competitive. But then you see some stuff when you go, what is that? Halloween Ric Flair costume, £42. Oh, gone. Oh, hello. 2023 wrestling singlet. Let's go. Let's go.
You buying it?
Oof. Oof. I'd need 5XL. That's what I would need. Get everything in. Look at oof. We could do an episode of the WEP whilst sporting some of this.
We could always, yeah.
I wonder if this is where wrestlers get their ring gear from. Probably not.
I doubt it.
Can you imagine ordering it, not knowing what it's going to be on the day of the show, and then it rocks up and it looks like your t-shirt?
Yeah, smells like piss.
My favorite wrestler, the Big Dog. The Big Dog. What's that? Who's that? Some hot selling, sexy beauty fashion, men's t-shirt, 3D HD, digital print, personality.
HD shirt?
Personality? Short sleeve shirt, big outline clothing, 6XL. There is a lot going on there. There is a lot going on. Summer hot selling, sexy beauty fashion, men's t-shirt, 3D HD, digital print personality, short sleeve shirt, big outline clothing, 6XL. £3.86. What else we got? We got that lady. We got that lady. We got that lady. There's a whole range of ladies. Got that lady. Got that lady. There's that lady. Another lady. Another lady. I just feel like if you wear one of these shirts, you are just advertising to the world that you are perverted. I mean, that looks like it's his body. It looks like his head is on her body.
I'm just saying, don't knock it till you try it.
Well, do you know, that one's probably quite tempting. Just because you could go out and people will be like, "Oh, you look good. You look good, Days." I'll be like, "Thanks. Been working out."
You should consider.
Yeah.
Spice up your wardrobe.
Yeah. Well, this would spice up my wardrobe. There's no two ways about that. That lady, we've seen that lady. 4 ladies. Jeez. That lady, that lady, and that lady as well. So there we go. I don't know what that's got to do with wrestling. Mike Tyson head. Mike Tyson figure. Oh, did you see the Muhammad Ali figure?
Yeah, I did. Did you buy it?
It's not available yet. Hey, have you seen this Mariah Carey t-shirt? Mariah Carey, new sexy goddess Mariah Carey t-shirts, men, women, new fashion, 3D, Mariah Carey printed t-shirt, casual style, unisex, streetwear tops.
Is it new?
Well, I think it's everything. There's a whole range to choose from. That one's all right though. That's just one of her album covers, I think. Not the biggest Carey head, to be honest.
Yeah, same.
We'll do a little bit more, and then I will bring us back
to the article.
Yeah, well, it's been an interesting little trip. You can get Shield phone case, figure accessories, Fiend. What's this? Oh, look at that, Becky. That's pretty cool. When Becky got busted and she did her nose in. If you want a pin badge of a woman that's got a broken nose, then AliExpress for £1.28. They've sold 4 of them. Then this is the place to come. There you go. I mean, if you was to wear that pin badge, does it make it look like you support domestic violence? I don't know. No. It's probably not a great look, to be honest. It was a big moment for her, though. What's this? WWE Fiend Mask Halloween Carnival Party Cosplay Scary Demon Costume Latex. Scary. It's confirmed. Let's have a look at the scary. Scary. Yeah, scary. It is scary. Whoa. I mean, in all fairness, if someone broke into my house and they were wearing that's not legit. I don't remember the Fiend having teeth that look as straight and as nice as that. Look at this. Look at the teeth. Wow, he's got good teeth, actually.
That he does.
He's got good. His skin's not great, but he's got good teeth. Apart from those two, are they incisors that kind of come down a little bit? They're a little bit too in the middle. I feel like they need to be a bit further back. But other than that, he's got a lovely smile. He's got a lovely smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy this. This doesn't feel. I don't look at that and see the Fiend, to be honest. That one's pretty fun though. Looks like it's had a prime. Look, it looks like it's had caffeined out of his head. Amazing. There's some fun stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you could go down. I am going to wrap it up there, though, because if I don't, I'll just end up spending the rest of all the time on that. Yeah, sorry. So what was you saying?
I'm just really happy that you're going to go on AliExpress and buy a lot of stuff now.
Definitely. I need them fake figures. I need that fake fiend mask. I've already
With the good
seen.
teeth?
I need at least one of those sexy lady t-shirts. Yeah, the theme mask with the teeth, yeah. So, you say you buy a few bits off.
Now I'm just looking at Hellraiser blankets, and there's like a Hellraiser woman with like massive boobies.
Oh.
I'm thinking of buying that. It looks like a toy, actually. It looks like a picture of a toy.
Is it what? It's a figure?
No, it's a blanket that they put a picture of a toy on.
Okay. Yeah, so I was going to do...
Oh, yeah, you have a list.
Well, yeah, I've got a list. This one might be quite different. Normally, we go on to What Culture and we have a read of their opinions and we agree or disagree. This one is just 10 fascinating backstage facts about The Rock, which I thought could be kind of interesting. Bit random, to be honest, but why not? That's what this episode's all about. You never know. I wasn't expecting to go to AliExpress. But, so the first one I think is pretty well known, that wrestling left him so broke that he nearly quit. So, hello. Oh, where did I go? Where did both of us go? Hello. Okay. Well, whilst I'm trying to bring back... hang on. Yay! I feel like you can still hear me, but for some reason, Zoom has jumped away. So I am going to I'm gonna have to try and re-establish a connection with Triple T here. That was a bit random. Let's have a look at... Let's go wrestling and see what comes up with wrestling. Is anything going to come up wrestling? Well, this is a quirky development, isn't it? Okay. Let's go. This is the article. I wonder if this will work for me. Wonder if this will be any better. As the podcast is slowly falling apart in front of our eyes. So, 10, wrestling initially left him so broke that he nearly quit. And as we said, that is something that's pretty well known, to be honest, is that wrestling kind of left him that way. I think that's quite inspirational, to be honest, because I think that a lot of people would think to give up on doing whatever it is they're doing. But The Rock, he was in wrestling, and it didn't work out for him, and he stuck with it, and he eventually found his way to WWE, and of course the rest was history. So in a way, a bit like the fact that this podcast has fallen apart and I'm not giving up. That's a life lesson to all of you guys. And I don't even know if it's going to allow me to click over to the next thing. It looks like nothing's kind of working or clicking or doing anything right now, which is, it's exciting. That's what it is. It's very, very exciting. So right now, I am in a situation where I can't show you... I'm back, though. Am I back? Have I gone? Unable to connect. Okay. Might we get somewhere? We might get somewhere. Are we going to get somewhere? Oh. There's definitely things going on behind the scenes during this podcast. I don't even know, actually, if I'm live right now thinking about it. I don't even know what you can see right now. Okay. I'm going to not panic. what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if any website is going to work. Just any website. So that I can put some on screen. Because right now, I don't have anything to put on screen. Do I have an image? I might be able to find an image. I need one of those. I need one of those images that can just be like, oh, look at this. Here we go. Oh God. Why is that upside down? Why is that upside down? Why is that upside down? Why would that be upside down? Okay. Just like my spirit animal, The Rock, I am not giving up. And so I am going to turn this around. Let's no, that's just flipped it the other way. Let's flip it vertical. There we go. There's an image of Finn and Damien. This was from Raw, of course. Such a big emotional ending. There's been a lot of talk about, are we going to see these two splitting up? I still think there's a chance that we could, but there you can see those two embracing, those two hugging to give us an ending to Raw that I think was quite emotional and hard hitting. And we're back, baby. We are back. Yeah, so how you doing? I don't know what happened. We everything just sort of went a little bit awry momentarily, but I think I covered, and I don't think anyone noticed, to be honest.
No, oh my gosh, I'm looking at those shirts. You should buy that shirt of that woman.
Oh yeah, well, are you? Because there is a slight delay, isn't there, for the stream? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm going back. So it's a hot woman in a bikini.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, these are great shirts.
But there was one where you could just see her body.
And... Why with the teeth?
Yeah, I know, man. Okay, you're just enjoying the episode that we've already done.
Yeah.
Let's try and get back.
The one where it looks like it's his body that has the boobs.
We've done this. So right. Wrestling nearly left. The Rock broke, and to the point where he nearly quit.
Well, listen, if you shop on AliExpress, you're gonna end up nearly broke too. So
that's true. Right, number 9. He refused to work with Shawn Michaels. I've heard this story quite a few times. Apparently, Shawn tried to harm The Rock's career. It's not sure when it happened, but it's believed to either be early or it could even have been an incident in Hawaii before The Rock even broke into the business. Either way, Shawn upset The Rock to the point where they didn't work together. So, and that was because The Rock refused to do it. Interesting that Shawn is now looking after The Rock's daughter.
I knew that.
Okay. His original wrestling name was Flex Kavanagh.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, Flex Kavanagh. He ended up settling on Flex Kavanagh to keep his position as the third-generation wrestler out of his presentation. Ultimately, he was given the name Rocky for his father and Maivia for his grandfather. That's how Rocky Maivia was born. So, yeah. D'Lo Brown's iconic neck roll was inspired by a movie night with The Rock. So, a little fun D'Lo fact. He made bets with Stone Cold Steve Austin about selling the Stunner. Apparently, he and Austin had a deal where the Texas Rattlesnake would buy The Rock a whole case of beer depending on how over the top his Stunner sales were. This went both ways as well, as Austin would get bought a crate if Johnson's sell didn't outdo the one from the previous week. That's pretty fun. So he was constantly trying to outdo Stunner sales. That's pretty fun. Kurt Angle once accidentally made him drink sour milk. So after our match, I offered The Rock a carton of milk as a friendly gesture, but neither did The Rock nor I know that the milk had been sitting in a hot room for days. It was sour and the milk curdled into a cottage cheese texture. Oh my God.
Why? What?
Go on.
That's gross.
Yeah, that is gross. And I've got footage of it.
You don't have footage.
Yeah, well, I've got footage of the moment here because it was in a tweet from Kurt.
Oh, got milk?
Oh, I got to take the sound off. So he chucks in the milk. Apparently that had been sat in a room and it had curdled. Oh my God. The Rock. Surely you would smell it. Wouldn't you smell it?
Yeah.
Yeah, surely you would smell it. Hello. It's moving, but they've not got any more. Ah! I wonder if his was as well. I wonder if his was like curdled. Looks like it's a bit laggy in this middle bit, but yeah. Ugh. Horrible. Right, let's go to the next one. He nearly played Willy Wonka in Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
No way.
This sounds absolutely absurd, but it comes straight from the horse's mouth. The Rock was in talks with Tim Burton during the early 2000s about taking on the role of the maniacal chocolatier in the Warner Brother remake. Yeah, he wouldn't have worked as Willy Wonka.
I think he's telling a tall tale. I think he's putting on his best Hulk Hogan hat.
Could be true. He once forced a wrestler to mock Triple H to his face. Yeah, I could believe that. He broke his first Rolex during a promo. Once The Rock started achieving success, he used his money to buy a fancy new Rolex. Unfortunately, the watch didn't last long as it was quickly broken. Johnson revealed during an interview with Oprah he wore the item to the ring for an interview, which would end up turning into a scrap. He stated that the watch fell off and he saw it get trampled by another man in the ring. This was apparently incredibly embarrassing, and he desperately tried to get it without breaking character. Sadly, there was no saving his expensive new toy. Oof. That is true. I have wondered about that, about wrestlers wearing fancy watches, because they're all making really good money. One of the things that a guy would probably go out and buy would be a fancy watch. And I have always thought, like, do they wear them to the ring? The watches they're wearing, are they just like the cheaper ones? Or don't know. It probably is something you've got to take into consideration. He refused to ride with the Godfather because of his smoking habits. Wright has never been shy about his cannabis use and claimed that he would spark up a joint as soon as he got in the car. This eventually caused Johnson, who doesn't smoke, to smell like the stuff constantly. This might have been all right if Johnson wasn't becoming such a star, but his fast rising image meant that he had to make many media appearances. This led to awkward exchanges with interviewers who mistakenly thought he had been smoking. This happened enough time for Johnson to put a stop to it, refusing to travel with Wright anymore. The Godfather really did lose one hell of a driving companion, but he probably didn't mind as long as he had something to smoke. That was pretty fun, actually. There was some stuff there that I didn't know about this one. I didn't know about that he refused to ride with the Godfather because of his smoking of cannabis. That's pretty fun.
I knew all that.
Oh, you knew it all.
Yeah.
Hey, we touched on the Muhammad Ali San Diego Comic-Con figure. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I think it's interesting, especially because he never was in the ring in the first attire. So that's opening up a lot of opportunity to possibly get some people under the WWE Mattel vision. Well, we already saw too, like the Hollywood releases of WWE wrestlers, like They Live, Roddy Piper, Princess Bride. No, we didn't get Princess Bride. We got like Bigfoot, Andre the Giant, and we got was it the Scorpion King, The Rock? So they're like, are we going to get a Cyndi Lauper action figure?
We should do. I mean, she was at WrestleMania 1 and
Hugh
she was
Jackman.
Well, I think if you've been on the show, then you've got to be under that deal, haven't you? The thing with the boxing attire is the way I think they kind of got around that is based on Muhammad Ali versus Antonio Inoki, the the boxer versus wrestler. So I think that was promoted by Vince, that event. And so it's based on that. I mean, you are right. He never wore that in a WWE ring, but that is basically boxing attire, Muhammad Ali. But I think the way they've been able to do it is, I think if they went to Muhammad Ali's estate and said, "Look, we want to do this double pack, one of him in wrestling attire or referee attire at WrestleMania 1 and one as a boxer," I can't see them turning around going, "No, he didn't wear that in a WWE ring." But either way, they've based it on the Antonio Inoki Muhammad Ali fight. The packaging looks really good. It's $70 though. I mean, that's a lot in it for 2 figures. $35. I mean, they are ultimates with that extra articulation, but I just find, and I could be alone with this, but paying loads more money for extra articulation just does not bother me at all.
I'm with you there.
As long as the figures aren't like super rigid. Do you know what I mean? You know, like some of the basics, like that.
Well,
like
the basics are basic.
Yeah, I think you do want some degree of articulation, just so you can put it on a shelf, maybe hold the belt up, and it not just look silly where the arm's like completely straight up like this. Like you do want some degree of movement. But I think to pay all this extra money because of all the, unless you're doing like proper photography or stuff like, or maybe a kid and you want to wrestle with them or something. I think for me, I've always bought figures, just put them on a shelf. I don't need them to do a great deal. So yeah.
No.
But you're probably not going to get Muhammad Ali any other way.
No. But why would you want a Muhammad Ali?
Wow.
Oh, actually, NECA made one. NECA made a Muhammad Ali with Superman.
Yeah, but I mean, through Mattel.
Oh, yeah.
You're probably not going to get one. It's a good question. Why would you want a Muhammad Ali? But I think if you're someone that, say, collects the 80s, the legends, or you are looking at like getting WrestleMania 1 and you've got your Mr. T and you've got your Hulk Hogan and you've got your Andre and all them, I think, you know, Muhammad Ali was a big part of that event. But so was Cyndi Lauper, which is why they definitely should make a Cyndi Lauper.
I agree.
Definitely should make a Cyndi Lauper. If there's one figure you could get your hands on, what would it be? That has been made.
Sexy Pinhead Hellraiser, Kotobukiya statue.
So not a wrestling one?
No.
No. I thought
Why, what about you?
I don't know. I mean, the one that I'm just looking at right now, because I just wondered how much it was going for at the moment, would be the Wendy Richter. There was a Wendy Richter that came out, again, talking about WrestleMania 1. She was the challenger for the women's title at WrestleMania 1. At the time in the 80s, she was very much, they were trying to build her as like the female Hulk Hogan. She wasn't like Hulkamania. There wasn't Richter Mania or anything like that. But she was in the Rock and Wrestling cartoon, right? And for a woman to get into that cartoon was, you know, significant. She obviously had Cyndi Lauper as her manager, like, or by her side. So that was big. So they really were getting behind Wendy Richter at this time. But it didn't work out eventually. I mean, it wasn't really Wendy Richter's fault. They sort of screwed her over a bit and I don't know, it just didn't really work. But yeah, that figure came out, and that's one that I could definitely get behind. But I never got around to getting it. It was a network spotlight, and I don't think it ever came to the UK. So many of these figures never come to the UK. It's really frustrating. Really frustrating. Maybe when I go, because I'm obviously going America next year, the flights have been booked now. So it is happening. Maybe when I go to America next year, I might scour around, see what I can find knocking about. There's plenty of Walmart's, Targets. Where can you go that's got like good old figures? Are there any shops in particular? Do you have to go?
Savers.
Reckon Savers is worth going to?
Is there in Florida? Let me see.
They've got everything. There'll be hundreds. I did pop. Do you know where I did pop into? I popped into TJ Maxx. We call it TK Maxx. They had some figures in there. 'Cause they had some toys.
TJ Maxx, yeah.
Yeah, they not loads, and I went in a few and I couldn't find any wrestling bits, but I did go into some others, and I found things like the I think they had the 4-pack Hall of Fame Hall pack in one of them. So they had a few bits. Kmart was always interesting to go into, but that's obviously gone now. I think they've gone completely, haven't they?
Kmart, rest in peace, yeah.
R.I.P.
Sorry, right now I'm trying to find the busty Hellraiser toy, now that you brought that up.
Oh, okay. So are you genuinely saying Savers would be a place to go to? Because that I can very much add
there, yeah.
Yeah, of course it'll be there. I can very much add that to my schedule. I could do
how can I find the sexy Hellraiser?
Okay. Okay, let's do this. What are you after? Hellraiser.
Yeah, Kotobukiya Hellraiser.
Oh, how'd you spell that?
KOTOBUKIY0. Oh, sorry.
IY zero.
Shut up.
Who's it made by NECA?
No, it's by Kotobukiya.
Oh, I put in Kotobukiya. Oh yeah, I got it here. It's not that sexy.
Oh, it's so sexy.
Think so?
You can see inside her boobs.
Can you? Oh.
You can see her toes.
Okay. And
the face isn't that good.
And this is the figure that you want most in the world?
Yeah. I promise you, I'm not horny.
I bet you say that to all the girls. Well, if I click on shopping, then what does it bring up? Not much is the answer. Not much. That looks like a tricky one to find, you know. Click on shopping and it brings up Hellraiser stuff, but it doesn't bring up her.
Okay, so it was last sold for $150.
Oh, what, on eBay? Is it on Amazon?
Yeah, probably.
Amazon do have that kind of stuff, don't they? I can tell you that it doesn't look good here in the UK for that.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever get it.
I'm quite interested in Savers, though. I could...
Yeah, you got to go to Savers.
Okay.
People in the chat are also saying, like, flea markets.
Yeah, I went to a flea... I tell you what, I mean, as we get closer towards next April, we will definitely be doing more of this, where I'm going to ask you for, and the community for, like, yeah, where should I go? I know of, like, Walgreens, but in all fairness, Walgreens don't have a great deal, but they did used to have a couple of exclusive figures. It's when they were doing, like, the exclusive women's figures. They had, like, a Becky and a Sasha and a Naomi and a few bits. That I might pop to a few of those, but if I'm not getting much success, I might bin off Walgreens quite quick. But obviously Walmart, obviously Target. I did go to a couple of like flea markets. They were okay. I never really found anything in them, to be honest, WWE related. A lot of bags and belts and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But and a few toys, but actual WWE stuff. There was a few pop vinyls that I managed to find. Maybe I could do a bit more of a research, though, to try and find some really good flea markets, bigger flea markets, maybe outside of Orlando.
Yeah,
I was thinking...
if you find Hellraiser, let me know.
I will. I was thinking Comic Cons as well. That might be good to go to, but I don't know if there'll be any on, but I could have a look at that.
Any toy trade shows.
Yeah, but this is where, like, shops that are going to definitely be there are obviously the preference. But I appreciate that's going to be tricky. But Savers, I can definitely look for that. So that's got me off to a good start. A good start. Right, well, I need to go to do NXT.
I need to go too.
Okay.
I actually need to go to the bathroom. I need to pee again on my shirt.
Okay. Okay. Right. Let's end our poll.
Also, I do want to apologize to the whole audience. I came home from work and I am tired, so I apologize for making this episode one of the worst episodes we've ever done. That's on me. And I know people will be like, what's he talking about? This was one of the best episodes. We looked at AliExpress. But
AliExpress
no,
stuff was fun.
you misremembered. This is a really bad episode, and it was because of me, and I want to apologize for that. And I promise I'll do better.
I thought the AliExpress stuff was really fun. I think the Rock stuff was informative. I think there's been some. I think it's been
You're wrong.
It's okay.
No, it's been terrible. Sorry.
Right. What version of Bray Wyatt does the community want? They want 43% want the Wyatt family. They agree with Taker. That's a big,
Undertaker spammed the chat, apparently.
That's a big number. 25%, which is the one I thought would win. They want a mixture of all of them. 21% want the Funhouse. Only 10% want the current version. Only 10% want the current version. That is really interesting. I did not expect that result. That is a healthy win for Wyatt family. Interesting. Right. Awesome. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Appreciate the support, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.